So this project to provide a girl with a bicycle is not just about that. It's about trying to change her family, I guess, and her aspirations, and empowering communities. Really,
empowering one person, changes the whole family situation and their future.
I'll start with who. So I would say Pragnya Mohan. So she's the person who started Ek Beti Ek Cycle,
right,
with her father and her brother, and they applied to the Olympic Committee, and she became a young leader. And got this funding for 4 years. It's not, no. So, I mean, at the moment, the pilot is, we need 100 bicycles every month, which is a lot.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing at the moment in that area. And then we will scale it up.
Probably if you make the community and maybe promote that through social media, I'm sure like your NGO Ek Beti Ek Cycle is into that, right?
Yes.
Or maybe they will start growing and doing that. It's not just the cycling to school for the girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Are you involved in some kind of an NGO elsewhere?
So just
like a project where you promote bicycling on a daily basis?
No. So I'm just involved in this one, right. Ek Beti Ek Cycle. Right. So I'm helping promote it with a website and with going and doing big events as well. So that's what I'm doing.
And the NGO and the organization that you mentioned in the beginning,
Parasars. So Parasars, we're doing a cycle bus.
Yes.
And so that's really exciting for me because I haven't done one of those in the UK. So I think, coming here has kind of opened my mind a little bit more because I'm a volunteer,
right.
I can pick and choose a bit more and say, oh, I can get involved in that. Whereas if I had a job, my job description would mean, oh, you can't go and do that cycle, but someone else is doing that. So I can kind of nose in, I guess, and and get some information to take back to the UK when I return there. So it's all helping me. So volunteering doesn't just help the organisation.
Yes,
it really helps me. So.
Yeah, that's the thing that's something that expat spouses should look at.
It's
based on your interest. I think NGOs are not all about poverty.
No.
Right? It's much more than that.
It's about empowering
to the others, but in the process, the byproduct you're also empowered.
Definitely.
You're also skilled in ways that you didn't think before.
Yes.
You don't need to go to university for that. All of a sudden, you volunteer. You notice that you are becoming better in some things, and with that, if you go back home, or with that, if you go on LinkedIn, your profile becomes stronger. And then you are visible in some areas of work which you didn't think of it before.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. And I think
makes sense.
It's not just about, so this project to provide a girl with a bicycle is not just about that. It's about trying to change her family, I guess, and her aspirations, and empowering communities. Really,
empowering one person, changes the whole family situation and their future.
Yes,
potentially, right?
Yeah.
Any lessons? I know that you've learned a lot of lessons on the way, right? With whatever you have done before and now what you continue to do.
Yeah.
Who and what inspires you to continue this, like pushing, like getting up in the morning, as you said? What inspires you to do? Like, is it really the health, or is it the nature that you are,
who? Yeah, I'll start with who. So I would say Pragnya Mohan. So she's the person who started Ek Beti Ek Cycle,
right,
with her father and her brother, and they applied to the Olympic Committee, and she became a young leader and got this funding for 4 years. So I would say that she's very inspiring. She started out as a swimmer, And then she didn't have a bicycle. She got a second-hand bicycle.
Okay.
And then she became India's #1 triathlete, which is just incredible. So her backstory is just incredible. And she's a ball of energy. And yeah.
That is an inspiration.
It's absolutely amazing, what she's done. And she's doing conferences everywhere now, talking about sustainability in sport. So although she's an athlete, she's doing a lot more. So I find her really inspiring, and the group of people that she's grown around her.
Yeah.
The huge volunteer base in Ahmedabad. It's amazing.
Is there a presence of the organizations elsewhere in India?
Not yet.
Okay.
So at one of the social events in Pune, I met another expat who's going back to the UK called Gina, and she'd been working for the London Stock Exchange, and she said she would like to give her kind of skills to our project. So working with her has been really, really good. And when I went back to the UK in the summer, we looked at different models that we can bring here and possibly grow Ek Beti Ek Cycle across India. So scale it up. So her expertise is in, making the project work in different areas. And it might not look the same in each area. We might do a project for adults needing to get to work on a bicycle in another area.
Yeah.
So
that would be great. I mean, the opportunities are not
huge.
limited.
It's not, no. So I mean, at the moment, the pilot is, we need 100 bicycles every month, which is a lot.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing at the moment in that area, and then we will scale it up as we go, really. But Gina has been really helpful, and being part of the expat community here in Pune has really helped grow this project that's not in this state, but it's it could be here next or into another state. So
yeah. How often do you visit Ahmedabad? Because you're based in Pune. I'm just trying
Yes.
How often do you go?
So I've been once. I went in April and I went on an overnight train, which was really exciting.
Oh my
I was, that's one of the good things about being here is that I would do things here, I guess, that I would do at home in Europe, but it's totally different.
Yes.
And that was exciting. Yeah. So I did 5 days of talks there with schools and universities. So that was, I haven't been up there since, but I'm hoping to go back soon. I think one thing I would say is that, a lot of people have said to me at home, oh, you go in rickshaws or, you've gone on a overnight train. Isn't that really scary? But I think it's perception. That's what's interesting, because you perceive it as being dangerous. Or, I went on the metro when I first got here and I was so excited to see Pune from above. My expectation of coming to India, I thought it would be really scary, and I didn't know. I kind of knew what to expect, but it's exceeded expectations, and it's things like being independent aren't that hard. You can go in a rickshaw, you can go on a bus, you can. Things I would do at home, you can do.
And people said it's going to be hard as in India. You must be crazy to go on a train. It's not safe. People are looking at you, which is for sure.
That happens, but that happens in the UK.
Yeah.
And I think people in the UK maybe not as friendly.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
so I feel very welcomed.
We are almost coming to the end of our podcast. If there's anybody who would like to reach out to you and want to see what kind of work you're doing, whether it is Ek Beti Ek Cycle or want to approach you for some kind of advice, where can they reach you? If you can just share your social media.
Okay. No.
I mean, just can you share your?
Yes, I will.
Where can they reach you
Absolutely,
for your work?
If
If not Instagram handle, is there any way?
There is a website.
Website, right.
We have a website that we've worked on, and it's called Ek Beti Ek Cycle.
And that's www.ekbetiekcycle.com. But I'm really glad that we did this.
I am
Thank
too. Yeah.
We covered quite some points, and I hope I've not missed out anything.
No, it's got me to really think about, you know, kind of what I'm doing and why, you know, because sometimes you get up in the morning and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm here. What am I doing? So it's really kind of got me to think what are my next steps with the project, and also with family as well. You know, we have a big family back in the UK that I really, really miss, you know, extended family. So it's nice to just kind of think about it, because in the day to day you don't really
Realize that,
take it apart. Yeah.
Is there something that you want to add from your family as to? I think that is one bit that you are not well prepared to accept as expat life, I think.
Yeah.
That's how does one?
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? Because I think coming at this age, when my children are a bit older,
right,
I thought would be easy than if they were tiny. So I think there must be like a sweet spot where you know that you can leave, say, older parents at home and not feel like you're going to have to go quickly back there. And I think my three that are back in Europe are great, and they are very secure. But I think it's difficult to leave them. It's very difficult.
How often do you see them?
I saw them in the summer, and I will see them at Christmas. But yeah, that's been really tough. I think that's
because I think most of the expats that I know are around, right?
Yeah.
They have been here with kids, and not like in your situation. And then that is a very different experience.
Yes. Yeah. I think because we brought our youngest son with us, you know, and we wanted him to have a new experience and a different experience of life as well, something that he wouldn't get. So we were thinking of that when we came as well. So I think it's been bittersweet, you know. It's lovely to see them, but it's the hardest thing to say goodbye when they go.
With the kid, the one who is here in the school with you.
Yes.
How was it with him? I mean, I didn't ask that question. Let me ask that. Like, as a teenager, you move. That must be harder than the one who is moving like at the age of 5 or 6, right?
Yeah.
Because they have their own social life, their circle, friendship. Yeah, they're away. They're their life, and you're really moving them from there. So, how was it? Was it hard? Was it easy? And how did you cope with that challenge?
It was hard, yeah, very hard, because he was so kind of rooted in his neighbourhood. He knew everybody. He was in a football team, and I kind of wrenched him out of that, thinking that this was a good thing for him. And he was like, yes, I'll get to see monkeys. I'll get to experience all these exciting things I've seen. But the reality is, it's like, it's really tough. I think things like social connections are really important to a 14-year-old as he was. And in many ways, it's made him really keep in contact with his friends, which sometimes a boy might not.
Yeah.
He plays on the Xbox with them at the weekend. The hour difference is like 4.5 hours. So he's so happy to see them on that. And
that's one of the way of coping up with the distance, right?
Yeah. So that's been great. And technology's
yes, exactly. I was just coming to that point. You see, that's why you have to strike a balance. Like
definitely, yeah. So
that's big.
That's really,
it's
really important. But he's been great.
I hope he feels better and happy soon.
December
it's coming. Holidays are coming, so
exactly.
Yeah. But thank you so much for coming to the podcast. I was really glad to have you here, and the topics that we discussed really new, eye-opening information, I'm sure. And I hope that you get great success in your project. Thank you. And hope to see some presence of the organization in Pune as well, because I'm sure there are many such villages and children who need such solutions that Ek Beti Ek Cycle is providing. So I hope to see that. For the audience, can we have a look of the work that you have done? You said you've done as part of marketing, you made some leaflets, right, or brochures. Do you have something to show?
Yes, I do. So we have a poster here, which has a QR code on it. And we have a website, which is www.ekbetiekcycle.org. So if you want to have a look at that, you can find us there, and you can see the work we do in the outside.
And that is something that you have done, the whole design part?
Yes. So I worked with 2 students on this,
Right.
and they came up with this design.
Right.
We had various different versions of it.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of feedback, and I kind of project managed that bit. And we had the photographs. We decided on a QR code was really important. And yeah, it takes you to our Instagram page as well, which is Ek Beti Ek Cycle.
So that's the contact.
That's the contact there.
Reach,
And and it has all the logos in the right places.
During that, I have one more question. Yes. When Pragnya Mohan, when she got into this project, they were able to see some data, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
What was the data about him, and how many percentage that you came across who were quitting the education because of no trying?
So I didn't say that. Yeah, that's important. So we were finding that I think it was 56% of girls were not finishing education because of for want of being too far away from school and needing a bicycle to get there. I think it's 41% of boys at the same age.
That's a massive.
It's huge difference. And people said, "Oh, why are you not helping boys as well?" And we said, the need is for the girls at the moment, but we might expand to boys as well at some point. It's really important that we address this issue. We looked at macro data. We looked at big numbers.
Yeah.
Across the whole of India as well, and this was the thing that we thought would work best, and make an impact for these girls, change their lives basically.
Nice. That's a good initiative. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so it hits a lot of those UN targets.
Yeah.
And it's important to see that as well. That it's not just about providing a bicycle. It's going to do lots more things within that small community.
All right. For the audience, I would like to point out that Ek Beti Ek Cycle, they cover 8 UN Sustainability Development Goals.
Yes. So they are no poverty, number 1.
Okay.
And then health and well-being is number 2. Quality education and gender equality. I'm just looking at my notes here because there's a lot of them. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And then decent work and economic growth, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, and climate action. So that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And we think that, okay, how does cycling really help? But you know what? It does much more than you think.
Mm.
And with these sustainable goals, I think the project is really up to a very good start. I feel it's a very, very good project. And I'm sure people will be the ones who are really interested to know more about these sustainable goals. You can check out the website where they will be.
Yes.
UN website.
It's all on there. Yeah.
So more details, you can find it on the website.
Thank you.